only girl that I want, so...
The only guy that I want.
So we're exclusive then.
I just don't want this journey to stop with you, whether it's inside or outside the villa. So I just wanted to say that I want to be exclusive with you.
My heart is breaking for Josh. It's really breaking because you can see he's devastated by Ruben leaving. He's devastated because I think Ruben left at one of the lowest points in Josh's stay in the villa. Yes, he has Mimi, but at the same time, he doesn't have his other person that he could rely on 100, because yes, he's close to Kieran, yes, he's close to Ayo, but with Ruben, they were like brothers because they walked in together, and so the experience for him is completely changed. I'm here for Mimi, trying to console him and to be his rock in one of his lowest points. Oh my God. And then Joey. Given the fact that he is the oldest participant in the experiment in the villa, it's sad and shocking to see that he lacks self-awareness, he lacks accountability, he lacks the ability to say sorry. And no matter how soapy an episode the producers can give us, or no matter how they can make him stand with Ayo and then put him in the background with Josh, that is not going to make us forget what he's done. That is not going to make us forget what he's done. Them trying to hide Sean in the background is not going to make the viewers forget everything he's said and done. So I don't know who they think they're fooling. But anyway, I digress. Hey there, thanks for stopping by. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love Island, Season 11, Episode 46. Oh my God, my heart is breaking. My heart is really breaking for Josh, because it's bad enough he's going through all this microaggressions, this racist behavior, this derogatory behavior, this patronizing behavior from people that are not worthy to even have a conversation with him. Not talking about celebrity or whatever, on a level of intellect, they're not on par. And so to have the person who was his right hand be leaving is heartbreaking. It really is heartbreaking. You could actually see him crying. And I think it was a culmination of facts that his person that he trusted the most outside of Mimi is going. And so he's now left in the villa with Mimi, and yes, he's friends with everybody else, but this is the person he walked into the villa with. I was heartbroken for him. I really was. And so you have even Ayo tried to sort of console him or comfort him, because when they were now walking to sort of pack, Ruben and Grace's bags, he was devastated. You could see he was devastated. I think he never thought of the day that Ruben would go. I think he thought he and Ruben would ride till the end, or whatever day they were eliminated, they would live together. And so to know that Ruben is leaving him at one of his lowest points after he's just had a clash with Joey, I think is devastating for him. It is devastating. You have everybody go and pack bags. Before they go, you have, Joey busy saying to Grace, I've always wanted what's best for you. I really like you. And it's like, well, if you like me and you treated me the way you treated me, I can only imagine how you treat your enemies. I can only imagine if you are derogatory, defamatory, and outright rude and disrespectful to me, I can only imagine how you treat your enemies. And so they pack their bags, and I think Ruben knows that, Josh is devastated. I think he knows that. So the guys, at one point you see Josh coming out of the bathroom. I think he was crying. This is too much for him. He's overwhelmed. He wants to be the strength for Mimi, but at the same time, he's dealing with his own mess. And it's like, why would you feel so comfortable in ruining somebody else's experience? And this will live till eternity, because a lot of people have gone through what Josh and Mimi are going through, not in the sense of Love Island, but in the sense of, be it at work, be it in life, in families. You have people that have these tendencies that Joey and Sean are displaying, which trigger a lot of people. And so I'm not surprised that people are complaining to Ofcom, because this is a trigger to a lot of people. And so I really feel sorry for him. Even when Ruben left, he was right at the very back with Mimi. Once they'd gone, Mimi actually sat down and was consoling him because she knew he was devastated. And it was cute that she tried to be the shoulder for him that he was for her when Uma left, because when Uma left, she was devastated, and he was telling her that I'm going to be your friend. And she was saying, you need to make me laugh, you need to this. And so for her to say, I will be your Ruben, I'll try my best, but I can't be as loud as Ruben. That was cute. That was cute. And then for Joey to walk in and say boring, and it's like, you are not devastated because you're not sort of emotionally invested in anyone, including the girls that you've taken to the hideaway. This is why you think it's boring. People with emotions and people who have emotional attachment to other people are going to be devastated when the person that they like or the person they're connected to leaves. Yes, it's only a matter of days before they leave, but at the end of the day, those days can seem like a lifetime, because now if Josh falls out with Mimi, he's stuck. Yes, he's got Kieran. Yes, he's got Ayo, but it's not the same as his connection with Ruben. They were like brothers, and so I was devastated for them. And the fact that Mimi stood up and gave him a hug, it's cute. It's cute. Anyway, the girls get ready, the boys get ready, and then after picking up their drinks, Mimi is sort of sitting in the den with Jesse with a Y and Nicole, and Jesse with a Y is trying to justify, their personalities clash. Joey, Josh, the way he talks and the way Joey and it's like, please, for the love of Christ, don't be patronizing. Don't make me think that I'm an idiot when I'm not. The audacity for you to try and spin it and blame it on Josh doesn't make sense. So I give it to Mimi, because Mimi had already told Josh that she's not having any more conversations with Joey because she's done. She is done. So you then had Joey, I think he heard the girls talking and he walked over and he was, Mimi, do you still like me? And it's like, no, I don't like you. And she actually told him, we don't need to have this conversation. So he's entitlement to think he can continue to talk to her and say, well, I was being belittled, that's why Josh went, because Mimi said you went lower than the lowest, because he told Josh that, well, Mimi is only with you because I rejected her. And it's like, who are you to know that? Who are you to say that? How do you know the conversations that I had? Because even us as viewers, we're going by what we've seen, the little clips and snippets that we've seen. We haven't seen the full conversation that Mimi and Josh had in the den before she went to pull Ayo. And she is justified. Imagine if she had suddenly pulled Ayo for a conversation on the daybed or at the fire pit and they started talking, what everybody else would have been saying now. So whatever she did, it was a no-win situation. She was always going to face backlash for it, irregardless of whether she told Josh what she was doing or not. So in the end, Mimi, I think, was fed up and she just walked off. And you have the guys at the fire pit already talking with Josh, saying, I don't even know why he's approaching Mimi. Mimi doesn't want to talk to him. She really doesn't want to talk to him, and I don't know why. And then when she walks off, she's like, oh, he's upset Mimi. And Kieran actually encourages him that go and have a conversation with Mimi and check she's okay. So Josh went and pulled Mimi, and it's like, oh, I like the fact that Nicole, as soon as Mimi stood up, she stood up and walked off as well. I think everybody's fed up with Joey Essex. They can't wait. If they had the opportunity, I think they would vote him out. It's so cute. It's so cute. If I get a relationship, this is the type of relationship I want. Because Kieran even actually commented when he said to Josh, oh, you need to go, when Mimi sort of walked away from Joey. And as soon as they started walking and they sat down by the daybeds, they had a conversation about what was going on. Mimi vented to Josh and Josh vented to Mimi. And I sort of understand that, because this is what I do. I love to vent. That way I don't end up with mental health problems. But after venting, the fact that Mimi was like, I feel much better now. And it's like, this is cute. This is cute. I love this for them, because there's more to a relationship than just, I love you, we look cute, we look this, that, and that. So to see that in time of crisis, they find sort of peace and sort of comfort in one another was amazing. The fact that Josh was lifting up and stuff. They are the cutest ever. They are the cutest ever. I think, personally, how I see it is this challenge, this thing that they've had to face with Joey and Sean can either break them or bind them forever. And I think in this case, this is something that has strengthened them, because they've seen how they sort of handle sort of conflict, how they sort of rise to the occasion when one of them is not strong enough to stand up. Like when Mimi was struggling after Uma left, Josh was there for her and they really held her up until she was ready to stand up. And so the fact that Mimi is trying to do the same for him is amazing. Normally you see them in bed making out and stuff. This time when everyone went to bed, they were just cuddling. The whole family was cuddling. So Jomi was in bed with the parents. Mama was holding Jomi, and it's the cutest thing ever. They are the cutest. I love them. I love their connection. I love how they've managed to navigate it in the villa despite the challenges that they are facing. They were very quiet. You could tell they were not happy at all. You could tell they were not happy. And the interesting thing is, the more upset Josh and Mimi get, the more riled up Kieran gets, because Kieran really loves Mimi, and so she, by default, is now very close to Josh. And because he's very close to Josh, whatever conflicts is happening, you can see that he's already chosen a side. You can see he's chosen a side. He's Team Josh and he's not going back. And so Joey, I think it's now uncomfortable for him, because his only other person in the villa is the only other village idiot, Sean. How long can he continue with Sean? Because now that Grace is gone, his girl feels isolated, because she knows Nicole is always going to be Team Mimi. And once Nicole goes Team Mimi, Jess, if anything is said that affects her connection with Ayo and whatever, she's going to go to the Mimi side, which leaves her alone with Matilda. Matilda has always been closer to Mimi than she is to Jess with a Y. So I think these are some of the factors that in the morning you see, Joey and Josh have a conversation. I think it was producer-led, and I think it was Jess-led, because she's realized that they can only out-talk Josh, or they can only try and think they're outsmarting Josh for so long. And I think whether Joey's representatives, whether his publicist or whoever, has seen the backlash of them being called racist online and has spoken to ITV to say, it's either you sort this mess out or I'm pulling my client. It doesn't make sense, because we all know Josh had said he wasn't speaking to Joey again. And so to see him have a conversation with Mimi, I think he was trying to explain to Mimi why. We didn't get to hear the conversation between him and Mimi. All we had was Joey waiting to speak to him, and then suddenly they went for a chat. And it was very superficial, very superficial. I think Josh just wanted to get it over and done with, and they've both agreed to disagree and move on. And so we'll see how long this lasts. So after the conversation, it's interesting. It's interesting to say the least, because you can see that people are now divided into teams, and people must be refusing to sit with whoever, and the producers are trying to sort of make it in a way that it still appears cohesive, but things are so tense in the villa, because you have on the day beds, you have Joey and Jesse with a Y, and then on the other side you have Shona and Matilda. That makes sense because they are all friends. Kieran and Nicole, they're sort of just lounging on the bin bags. And then in the den you have Ayo with Jess and Mimi and Josh, and it's like people have gone into their camps. Yes, even the hug that Joey was asking for after the conversation, Josh wasn't feeling it. He wasn't feeling it. And so it's very tense. It's very tense. And I wish they could allow them just to evict Joey. As much as we need Sean gone, I think Joey at the moment is the one who's created the most havoc. And he's created that environment that has led to this entitlement in Sean, and has allowed him to feel that he can say and do whatever he wants to do. Yes, the producers are also involved. Anyway, Kieran receives a text message to say that the guys are going shopping and they're going to prepare something for a lovely date for their partners. And the girls are excited. You can see actually the boys are excited as well. I think it was becoming very uncomfortable. So I think the producers thought, what shall we do? Let's do something to sort of ease the tension. And it's like, I don't know how really you can ease the tension. I really don't. Outside of the fact that continue to separate Joey and Josh. That's the best you can do. So separate Joey and Josh. I think at the moment Sean is afraid, he's terrified. Someone must have warned him, so he's back in his little cage. And you have the girls sort of reminiscing and sort of wondering, what are they going to do? And they say goodbye to their guys leave, and the girls are sort of talking about the fact that what are we going to do the rest of the day. So they start sort of coming up with ideas of what to discuss. And then you have Jesse with a way say, Joey and Josh are going to come back best friends. I love the fact that Mimi is so sarcastic. She went, lol, laugh out loud. Because in what world, who would want to be best friends with someone who's continually disrespected them and cannot understand how offensive whatever they're saying is? You can't say because someone has offended me, let me offend them more. That's unacceptable. That was unprovoked. So for her to sort of try and continue to minimize it doesn't make sense. She is just as bad as Joey and Sean, as far as I'm concerned. Jessie Uthawa is just as bad as Joey and Sean. The only difference is nobody has yet to see how bad she is, so people allow her or give her a pass. This is becoming awkward. This is becoming awkward. Anyway, so the boys go shopping. They might as well have taken them to go to a corner shop because oh my god, what sort of shop did they? I guess they didn't want them interacting with a lot of people, but still, it was in the middle of nowhere, I think. So they did their shopping. You have Ayo's going to make some sort of pasta. Joey's going to make a pizza. I don't know what Kieran is making. It looks like Sean is making two steaks because he wanted to try and use his Spanish dos. I don't know what the hell he was trying to say. And then, Josh decides since he's great at making, waffles, that's what he's sticking with. He's rather stick to what he knows. And so it's going to be interesting to see how the food turns out. I think it's going to be interesting. You then have, the guys then look for presents. You have Sean buying sweets. You have Ayo. I didn't see what he got for Jessica, but Josh managed to get some edible roses for Mimi, and then Kieran decided he wanted to go and buy Nicole a necklace, so he went and he bought her a necklace for 35 euros. That was sweet. Joey decided to buy a teddy bear, which at one point he put on the floor, and this, like, seriously. Anyway, so everything is bought and they're ready to go back to the villa. You have the girls receive a care package from Boots to sort of help them get ready for date night. It was really cute. To see how excited they were with the little things that were inside. And I was thinking, oh my god, very good product placement, very good advert for Boots. That's quite smart. The guys come back and do their food prep and then they go and get dressed. And then it's cute to see because Kieran was the first person. He went up and told Nicole what colors to wear. He gave her options. And then you had Josh. Josh just said, baby girl, wear something white. And Mimi was on board with it. She didn't question. She didn't say anything. And then Sean, I think, was trying to be romantic. I think he heard because he went shopping with Kieran and Josh. So I think he heard them talking about the colors. And he went to Matilda and said, wear as many colors as you can. And it's like, seriously, others are doing it for a theme. You're just doing it just because you want to follow the rest of the group. Anyway, once the girls are ready, Sean was the one who went to pick them up. And then they were put in individual places. So you had Jess and Ayo be seated by the fire pit. That was their little sort of nest area. And then you had Joey and Jessie with a Y in the den. You had Matilda and Sean. They were in the breakfast area. Kieran and Nicole got to go to the terrace. And then you had Mimi and Josh go to the mini fire pit. And so it was cute because everybody came to pick up their partner and they took them to their designated area. And then, they started having conversations. And I like the fact that all the girls were very appreciative of the gesture, of all the work that went into preparing this. Because you had Nicole praising Kieran for blowing all the balloons. You had Jess was just ecstatic that Ayo had managed to set up something for her. I think her expectations were low. And then you had Mimi. When Mimi turned up to her area, there were white flowers everywhere, white candles. So it was a white theme and Josh was dressed in white. It really looked cute. And I think Ayo actually told Jess to wear red because he had a red coat, but we didn't get to see his clip. Well, the producers are editing according to what they want to do. Anyway, so Mimi got to sit down. She was given her roses. She got to see her baby was there on a date with mommy and daddy. It was really sweet. Initially, when I was on Twitter and I saw that Josh had made waffles, I was very disappointed. But then, come to think of it, when Mimi spoke about it, that this is a full circle moment because, they had this date after, Uma left where he made a waffles to cheer her up and, so to her, this was amazing because it was full circle and it had meaning and sentiment behind it. She loved the flowers. She loved that, Jomi was on the date with her. That was sweet. That was really cute. I think Josh actually, did amazing. You had Joey. Well, he bought her this massive white teddy bear for reasons best known to him. I don't know why he didn't buy anything else. I don't want to say anything that's incorrect. And he also managed to he bought the pizzas because he said it was better to buy the pizzas ready-made than for him to try and make the pizzas. Jessie seemed impressed by it, so if that works for her, amazing. And then we have Mimi and Josh having a conversation and sort of talking about their connection and where they are and what they see. And Mimi was saying that, I really love how we've grown and where we are, because I think every day we see traits in each other that we would like in a partner, which is amazing. And I think Josh is still I think he's shaken because of the comments that were made about Mimi settling for him. And hopefully when he gets home, I know his cousin is watching everything, so hopefully when he gets home, his cousin is going to tell him all the positive things Mimi has been saying from day one when she met him and she said he was a 10-10. We all heard her tell Nicole that, she sees herself sort of falling in love with someone like Josh because of the fact that he's very protective of her. So hopefully that will soothe him and ease him, because at the moment he seems like he's very rattled, because although he doesn't want to upset Mimi, it seems he's still rattled by what Joey said, and he's still trying to sort of piece in to see, is it true that Mimi settled for me, or is it just him being malicious and vindictive? And hopefully he sees everything nice that she's been saying about him, and that will soothe him and sort of comfort him and allow him to enjoy this connection, because I think they bring out the best in each other. I think they are a force. If they were to join and become one, I think they would be amazing, because they complement each other in such, endearing and amazing ways. Oh my God, I love them. Given how much hoo-ha Joey and Sean raised about, the fact that Josh decided to be exclusive with Mimi, it's interesting that Joey has suddenly decided to be exclusive with Jesse. And it's like, what's changed? What has changed really for him to suddenly decide to be exclusive? I think it's too coordinated. I think the backlash from the viewers is the reason why ITV decided to give us a soapy, slushy episode, because they want people to sort of calm down. I think the heat was becoming too much. You have Ayo. Ayo made pasta for Jess, and Jess was ecstatic. She said it's better than the pasta she's eaten in Italy, and it's like, wow. That must be amazing. I love that the girls were very appreciative. There was no one who seemed to sort of not appreciate what their guy did for them. So that was cute to see. You had Kieran. But, well, before we go to Kieran, Ayo actually asked Jess to be exclusive. He said he's happy with how things turned out. And I think Ayo and Mimi are sort of a revelation for the fact that you don't always need to force a relationship. Because when you find your person, you will know that you found your person. And yes, they had a connection. It seemed great. But the moment they found their person, they flourished, both of them differently. And so I love Jess for Ayo. I think she's bringing out, a side of him that we all didn't know was there. He's asked her to be exclusive. She was happy. Just as far as she's concerned, is happy with any effort that Ayo makes. She's happy with any effort that Ayo makes. And Ayo, I think, being in the villa has actually taught him to grow and has actually sort of changed him to be a better man. I'm not saying he was a child when he came in, but I think his way of dealing with situations, his way of dealing with relationships is completely changed. So I love this experience for him. Sean had a sweet theme, and he made steak, I think, to sort of go along with the date that they went on the drive. And sadly, one of his steaks apparently was burnt, so they had to share one steak. And I was like, oh, food poisoning is coming. It didn't look like it was properly cooked through. He gave her a sweet necklace, and it's like, seriously, Kieran bought a proper necklace, you are buying a sweet necklace, but then it's sort of in line with his sweet stint and whatever, so that makes sense. Kieran, well, he ended up telling Nicole why he wanted her to wear red or green, because, of the Welsh flag, and they were so excited. Well, he said it represents Wales. I don't remember. What color is the Welsh flag? I have to look it up. And then he gave her the necklace. She was excited. And it was cute to see. It was really cute. It's interesting as you go around the villa and you listen to the conversations that you hear, and you actually see who is actually in a genuine connection and who is just doing the bare minimum just to sort of skate by. I think Sean and Matilda and Joey and Jesse with a Y, they're just doing the bare minimum just to skate by. Ayo has actually matured. He's actually matured. He was actually having proper conversations, saying, you know, in the villa and outside the villa, I don't want this to end. So I want us to be exclusive. That way we can continue on this thing once we leave the villa. And it was like, oh, that's really sweet. It shows a lot of growth on his part, and the fact that he can recognize that, you know, things have changed and the way things have aligned or have fallen the way they should have. Yes, he and Mimi started their journey together, but they have finally found their person and they're happy with their person, which was amazing. Mimi was telling Josh that, you know, when you want something, you really go after it and you work hard and you will get it. And so she is excited. What I like with Mimi and Josh is, since her family came and since his family came and they sort of both confirmed that they love them as a couple, she has completely changed. She's become more expressive. I think she was being very reserved because she didn't want to go all in on this guy and then have her family come in and say, well, no, actually we don't like him. So having the reassurance from her family has really changed her and has really sort of made her be more expressive towards Josh. And I hope Josh realizes that this is what she's been saying all along. It's not because of the Joey incident. She's always been talking positively about him, and I can't wait for him to watch this season and see how positively I can't wait for him to sort of watch the show or hear from people that watch the show that tell him how positively she's been talking about him. Kieran is ecstatic. Nicole is ecstatic. She says he's the person that she trusts the most. And I would say for now, because once they leave the villa and things start happening, she's going to go back to her ways. I think she needs to do a lot of work before she can sort of say that she's progressed and she's never going to go back. But anyway, I digress. Thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 45. Bye guys.